Good afternoon, Your Honor. How are you?
Well, Happy New Year. Hope you
Thank
all.
you. Same to you.
When is the SAP reset date?
January the 16th.
And thank you. So we'll get started as soon as courtroom 2 gets online. I was hoping to be with you in the courtroom today, but we were having some issues with the computer in there.
And that's been going on for a while.
Oh, has it?
As,
Okay.
well, let me put it this way. On my end, it has down there in the courtroom.
Issues with computers will be going on the rest of our lives.
Okay.
Good afternoon, Mr. Cook. Thank
Good
you for
morning.
your
Yeah, I'm sorry. We might as well live with it, you know? That's just the truth. I try only to speak the truth in court, Your Honor.
Okay, so we'll get started as soon as courtroom 2 gets on with us. So if you all will be patient, it's right at 2:00.
Okay.
Good afternoon, courtroom 2. We are ready whenever you all are.
Good afternoon, Judge Morrow. Yes, we're ready.
Okay, thank you. Just let me know where you'd like to start.
Number 15, McNair. We do have a private attorney case. I'm wondering, are they signed on?
Do you know who the attorney is?
Bill Sherman.
Bill Sherman?
Bill Sherman, B-I-L-L.
Bill Sherman.
Okay. Let's see. Is there anyone on for Mr. Sherman?
No, that's the attorney's name.
Right.
It
It doesn't appear.
Hanks, Tankersley. I don't see nobody signed on. We'll hold off.
Okay, thank you. And this is Miss Anna McNair, is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
Good afternoon, Ms. McNair. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that we're conducting by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, Judge, thank you.
Thank you. Ms. McNair, you've been charged in case 24CR000030F with battery. Is there a history, Mr. Howard?
No. Jail was the recommendation.
Okay, let's see. Mr. Graham, good afternoon. Is this your case?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
Okay,
Good afternoon.
good afternoon.
On the morning of January 1st, officers responded to the location at 361 17th Street, Unit 2402 in Atlanta, Georgia. The accused and the victim, Kevin Adams, were in a physical dispute over cell phone messages. The officer observed swelling to the face and marks on the cheek of Mr. Adams, caused by the accused using an open hand to slap and a closed fist to punch him in the face and chest. The state is recommending UJR through pretrial, 1-day anger management course, no contact with Mr. Adams, stay away from the location, no drugs, weapons, or alcohol.
Officer had the opportunity to speak with Mr. Adams?
To my knowledge, they have not been able to reach Mr. Adams.
Okay, thank you. Yes, Ms. Kim, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. I was not able to speak to Mr. Kevin. However, they live in same condominium, but my client said that 1206, where she resides, is kind of far from 2402, where he resides. So as long as she can return to her place, she has no objection to no further contact and stay away from his apartment unit.
Okay. Anything further, Ms. Kim?
No, nothing further, Your Honor. Oh, I have to put this on the record. Actually, her arm is broken. She does have a cast and pain right now. She does have to take care of that. She needs medical attention. And also, she's the one who called the police, and her arm was swollen. She doesn't understand why she's the one who was arrested instead of Mr. Kevin, who was the initial aggressor.
Okay. It will be a $2,000 signature bond through the jail. No further contact with Mr. Adams. Stay away from his residence, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond.
Thank you,
Good
Your
luck
Honor.
to you. You're welcome. Good luck to you, Ms. McNair. Say it again?
I said, thank you, Judge.
Oh, okay, you're welcome.
Don't talk.
Number 12, Jones.
Yes, good afternoon. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state court expedited accusation calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. You've been charged in case 24 CR 000025B with lording and prowling. Is there a history? Mr. Howard?
Second arrest is what I have, a CWAC from 2013 that was dismissed. Hold on. Yeah, that's for Angel Jones, if I'm not mistaken.
That's correct.
Yeah, jail was a recommendation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, Mr. Pierre Thomas.
Good afternoon, Your Honor, and Happy New Year. The brief facts of this case is that the officer was dispatched to 1950 Sylvan Road, spoke with the caller, Deneen Han. She stated that the defendant was knocking on her door. She opened it slightly, and the defendant kind of tried to push her way in, and that attempt was unsuccessful. She then left and began banging on other doors. And I believe returned to the location. The recommendation from the state is a signature bond through the pretrial services, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, no contact with Miss Diane, Dianne Han, Hann, and a stay away from that Sylvan Road location. And if we could stop in accordance with Marcy's law.
If Ms. Han is on the line and wishes to address the court, now is your opportunity to do so. Ms. Kim, if it's okay with you, it'll be a $2,000 signature bond through the jail. Stay away from Ms. Diane Han. No further contact with Ms. Han. Stay away from the Sylvan Road address, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. Does that suit you, Ms. Kim?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Good luck to you, Ms. Jones.
I appreciate it.
You're welcome, ma'am.
7, Catledge.
Good afternoon, Ms. Catledge. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state court expedited accusation calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. Ms. Catledge, you've been charged in case 24 CR 000016Y with simple battery family violence. Is there a history, Mr. Howard?
Second arrest, 2011, endangering the welfare of a minor out of Jacksonville. Jail was the recommendation for this.
Yes.
Now, brief facts of the case is that on the 21st of December 2023, the victim got into a verbal altercation with the defendant. The victim stated that said defendant grabbed his shirt, collar, and punched him in the face with a closed fist. Two witnesses corroborated the story and confirmed that the victim was not the primary aggressor. The victim stated that he and the defendant lived together at the same apartment location and have lived together for the last 5 months. The recommendation from the state is a signature bond through the pretrial services, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, no contact with the victim, in this case, Jonathan Stanley, traditional spelling, and a stay away from the 5121 Northland Drive, Sandy Springs location, and the completion of a family violence intervention program. Nothing further from the state, and if we can sound for the victim.
If Mr. Stanley's on the line and wishes to address the court, now is your opportunity to do so. Doesn't appear so. Has your office spoken with Mr. Stanley?
One moment, Your Honor. Let me double check.
Okay, so Mr. Cook, while he's checking, is this your case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay,
Our position is that the alleged victim was the aggressor. However, given the limited nature of this kind of hearing, we would have no problem with the signature bond through pretrial. I'm just looking at the notes on if there'd be any kind of problem with the stay away. She's renting there. I don't know if she's on the, I'm sorry.
I don't believe anyone said anything, Mr. Cook.
Okay. I don't know if he's on the lease or not. I mean, she has no problem staying away from him, but as far as the location, I'm not, that's where she lives, so. And I don't see any indication that she has any place else to go.
And I take it you haven't spoken to Mr. Stanley, Mr. Cook?
I was not able to reach him. My client did not have an active phone number for him, so I tried, but we just didn't have a number that
And Your
worked.
Honor, sorry to cut you off. The update is we have not spoken with him.
Okay, given that no one has spoken with him, I'm going to give her a signature bond through the jail. It'll be a $2,000 signature bond through the jail. No further contact with Jonathan Stanley. Stay away from the Northland Drive address. She can go back to that address on one occasion with law enforcement to retrieve any belongings that she might have there, and no drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Of course, Mr. Cook, if someone speaks with Mr. Stanley and you wish for a modification of the bond, requirements at some point, you can seek to do that. But until someone speaks with him, that'll stand.
Your Honor, what is the stay away address again?
I have 5121 Northland Drive. Is that correct?
Oh,
Mr.
okay,
Cook?
that's no problem. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, very good. Good luck to you, Ms. Catlidge.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome, ma'am.
28 balls.
Who is this?
This is Walls, position 28, I believe, Kiera. Good afternoon, Ms. Walls. I'm Judge Eric Martin. Good
Judge, there
afternoon.
was a dual arrest in this here case. We have two.
Oh.
warrants.
Okay, this is position
Kiera.
28, correct? Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so we've got Kiera Walls, and then 29 is Marilyn Walls, and I believe this is Kiera Walls. Is that right?
Yes. And
Oh.
number 29, bond has been paid. That's the other Walls, Maryland Walls.
Okay,
Okay, well, I'm concerned about that because it's a battery family violence charge and there should not have been a bond posted without seeing a judge at first appearance. So I'll just make note of that for the record. So I don't know how, if she's charged with battery family violence, that she received a bond. But that being said, good afternoon, Ms. Walls. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state court expedited accusation calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video? Was that a yes? I'm sorry, ma'am. Okay, thank you. You've been charged in case 24 CR 000023D with battery family violence. Is there a history, Mr. Howard?
No, this is level 1.
Okay. Yes, Mr. Graham.
Thanks, Your Honor. On January 1st, Officer Thomas was dispatched to the location at 1989 Sand Creek Drive, Atlanta, Georgia, about a dispute. Upon arriving, he spoke with the accused, who stated that her cousin, Terrell Hall, assaulted her with a hammer by hitting her over the head and chest. The officer did not observe any consistent injuries. The officer then spoke with the mother, Marilyn Halls, who's the co-defendant in this incident, who told the officer that the accused had the hammer. Mr. Hall took the hammer from her, and that she and the accused engaged in a physical altercation, causing lacerations and bruising to each other. The predominant aggressor could not be established, so both Walls were arrested. The state is recommending signature bond through pretrial services a 1-day anger management course, no contact with Marilyn Walls, stay away from the location, no drugs, weapons, or alcohol.
Mr. Graham, do you know what, bond Miss Marilyn Walls received? Do you have that
Uh,
information?
I do not have that information, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's
Your
fine.
Honor, I
Thank you.
don't object to the signature bond proffered by the state. So,
Okay, good afternoon, Miss Watson Cafe. Does she
good
have,
afternoon.
does she, have someplace to go besides his
Yes,
Sand Creek Drive?
we have a different location. She'll go to her father's home. It's a separate
Okay.
location.
As such, it'll be a $2,000 signature bond through pre-trial level 1. No further contact with Miss Marilyn Wall. Stay away from the Sand Creek Drive address. And no drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Does she need to go to that address, Miss Watson Cafe, to retrieve any belongings?
I'm gonna ask for a one time so that she can get some items before she goes to her dad's house.
Okay, Miss Walls, you can go back to the Sand Creek Drive address one time with law enforcement to retrieve any belongings that you might have there, ma'am. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Did you say anger
welcome.
awareness?
Yes, one.
Number 30, Watson. I do have a quick announcement before we start that case for number 27, Tankersley. His,
Okay.
yes, his private attorney is not able to show up, so we're asking Mr. Cook if you can answer. We're getting ready to call you. You're muted, Mr. Cook. Cook, you're muted. You're still muted.
I'm sorry. I was given the information on the private attorney before I even had a chance to interview, so I would not be in a position to represent her at this point.
Are you able to interview her over the phone this afternoon so that?
Sure, but if there is genuinely a private attorney that's been retained, that would be some ethical issues. If it's
Yes,
just
he was not retained. He's not
He
able to
wasn't.
contact with him.
He was not retained.
Yeah, we
Sure,
were.
I can talk with her. Sure.
Okay, thank you.
That's Tankersley?
Yes, it is.
Yes, okay, thank you.
We're calling now.
Okay.
Remind me again who I have before me.
And this is 30 Watson.
Okay. Good afternoon, Mr. Watson. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Well, Mr. Watson, you've been charged in case 24 CR 000012G with simple assault. Is there a history, Mr. Howard? You with me, Mr. Howard?
Yeah, I was just talking. 13 total, 2021 out of trespass that appears to be open. On probation for ag assault out of the cab. 2019, 2015 probation violations. 2015 theft by receiving, obstruction, possession of marijuana conviction. Theft by receiving from 2015 and a theft by taking conviction, 2013. So he got open case and on probation. That's it.
What's the recommendation?
If you give him a signature bond, it would be 2.
Okay. Let's see, Mr. Graham.
Yes, so on January 2nd, officers responded to the location at 275 Pryor Street, Southwest Atlanta. Spoke with the victim, Taylor Alexander, who told the officer that the accused spit on his chest and face while they were having a disagreement in the bathroom. The accused admitted to spitting at Mr. Alexander. The officer noticed what appeared to be dry saliva on the victim's shirt, and the accused was arrested. The state is recommending a signature bond through pretrial services, no contact with Mr. Alexander, stay away from the location, no drugs, weapons, or alcohol.
Ms. Kim?
Yes, Your Honor, we have no objection. He is 27 years old, born and raised here in Georgia, and he has not been able to obtain the job, so he's qualified for public defender services. Thank you.
If Mr. Taylor Alexander or if Taylor Alexander is on the line and wishes to address the court, now is your opportunity to do so. As such, it'll be a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial level 2, 1-day anger awareness. Stay away from 275 Prior Street, no further contact with Taylor Alexander, and no drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Mr. Watson.
What was that amount?
$3,000 signature.
Number 18, Moreland.
Yes, good afternoon. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that we are conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes.
Thank you. You have been charged in case 24 CR 000033G with missing, defaced, or obscured license plate, reckless driving, and expired or no driver's license. Is there a history, Mr. Howard?
Second adult arrest. 2023 possession of a pistol by a person under 18 years of age. That's 23 CR 003258G. Got to enter an auto with the intent to commit theft or a felony. 23 CP 218713. And an armed robbery. You'll just see case number 2308006. That's it.
Yes, Mr. Graham?
Yes, Your Honor. This incident took place on September 12th of 2023. On that day, the officers in a marked patrol vehicle were in the area of Cascade Road and Herring Drive when they observed the accused at the BP gas station, standing near the rear of a dark green Dodge Charger. They noticed the car had no license plate. Upon seeing the patrol vehicle, the accused got in the car, drove away at a high rate of speed, such that the officers were unable to catch up to him. Officers then returned to the gas station to request surveillance video. After watching the video, the accused was identified as a known auto theft suspect. I'm sorry. The state is recommending signature, bond through pretrial services, no driving while unlicensed, and no drugs, weapons, or alcohol.
Ms. Kim?
Yes, Your Honor. I would like to request for a signature on bond through jail since he is already on supervision for other cases, Your Honor. His grandma is here online, Miss Deborah Brown, and he is also with his father as well. He's still 17 years old, still a junior in high school, 11th grade. He's a great student. He's just had a hard time lately. However, he will be better, and he's residing with his father and his grandma. So things will get better. Your Honor, we would like to request for a signature on bond through jail.
And Ms. Brown, good afternoon. If you would like to address the court, I'm happy to hear from you this afternoon. If you would, I'll need to swear you in, and you'll have to raise your right hand for me, okay? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Okay, good. You can put your hand down. Thank you, ma'am. What do you want to tell me about your son?
My grandson, he got caught up with the wrong crew of people, and he just a good student in school, and he do classes online, and he also is just getting out the hospital because he was a victim, and he was shot in his chest, and he just got out last night, and they really need to get to the doctor to be recovered, so I can get recovered. You know.
So does he do all of his school online?
Yes.
Okay. Does he have a job?
No, he doesn't have a job.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. What is your name?
My name is Tanisha Carter.
And Ms. Carter, how are you related to Mr. Moreland?
That's my stepson. I've been in the family for 14 years.
Okay. Can you raise your right hand for me?
Yes, sir.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay, you can place your hand down. What would you like to tell me about Mr. Moreland?
Okay, he's a member of the New Vision Youth Ministries. He's was just at the wrong place at the wrong time right now. He's going through the deaf
he's dealing with a death of his auntie. We're just asking that you please let him come home so we can recover him back to being a productive citizen. He was on the right track. He does all his classes online, and he also is supervised by the Upward Bound program, the mentoring program.
Okay. All right. Thank you all for being here. As such, for
He also has a baby on the way. We're expecting in 2 months. So he's got good ties to the community and stuff. We'll have him back at court.
okay. For each count, it'll be $1,000 signature bond through the jail. So that'll make for a total of a $3,000 signature bond through the jail. I want him to remain in school. I also want him to have a curfew. He is to be in by 9 p.m. In the evening, and he can't leave until 6 a.m. in the evening. No, in the morning, no drugs, no alcohol, no weapons while out on bond. Mr. Moreland, I understand you're 17 years old. You're about to have a baby. You need to get yourself together. You've got another life coming into this world that you're going to have to look after. That's going to be your responsibility. So you need to get back on the right track. You understand me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm giving you the opportunity to get out, but if you miss a court date, they're going to put a warrant out for you. You're gonna be right back where you are. You understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. Good luck to all of you.
Okay, we'll be to get you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you to the courts.
Come on.
You're
Mr.
welcome.
Number 13, Jones.
Good afternoon, Mr. Jones. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state court expedited accusation calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. You've been charged in case 24 CR 000029F with simple assault. Is there a history, Mr. Howard?
I'm gonna defer to the state on that one, because I didn't see that name on my pull sheet. I might have skipped over it. But I only
Okay.
saw one Jones that I can remember.
Okay. Mr. Graham, do you have the history?
Yes, Your Honor. We've got 4 arrests. 2017 probation violation, 2017 battery, family violence, simple battery, disorderly conduct, 2016 possession of firearm or knife during a commission attempt of certain felonies, possession of controlled substances, possession of marijuana, possession of manufacture or sale of marijuana. And on the morning of January 1st, Officer Bradley Beeg, B-E-G-U-E, responded to an active domestic at apartment 341 at 6075 Roswell Road. Upon arriving, he heard an argument inside between a male and another person. After knocking on the door, the accused initially refused to open the door. And once he did open the door, he was detained in handcuffs, just in order to de-escalate the situation and conduct an investigation. While handcuffed and in the process of being released, the accused tightened his upper body, turned his body towards the officer, and physically lunged at the officer, leading with his head. The accused was then arrested for obstruction of law enforcement officer. The state is recommending a signature bond through jail. Stay away from the location, no drugs, weapons, or alcohol.
Okay, I have a simple assault and not an obstruction charge. Is it simple assault, the charge that you accused him of?
Yes, Your Honor. My apologies. It's simple assault.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Given that it's a recommendation through the jail, I take it you don't have any objection, Ms. Kim?
But I want to put this in a record that he has an apartment 448. The officer came to wrong apartment where he resides all by himself. So there was no domestic violation whatsoever going on when he was knocked. I mean, basically the officer knocked at his house and he was kind of like, he didn't call the police. He didn't know what was going on. And there was no reason for him to open the door, and he was basically his arm was dislocated by the officer, who was extremely aggressive to arrest him for another case at another apartment. I just wanted to put that on the record.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Kim. It'll be a $2,000 signature bond through the jail. No drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Mr. Jones.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Number 9, Davis.
Good afternoon, Mr. Davis. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes.
Thank you. You have been charged in case 24 CR 000017J with criminal trespass and possession and use of drug-related objects. Is there a history, Mr. Howard?
24 total. 2023 trespass no load. 2023, 2022 failure to appear. 2022 probation. 2019 battery. 2018 trespass conviction. 2017 shoplifting no load. I stopped there.
Okay.
Very brief facts of the case is that on January 1st, 2024, the officer observed the defendant fare evading by pushing through the closed fare gate. The officer took note that the defendant was suspended and was not supposed to be on the property. A search incident to arrest revealed a crack pipe in his left pocket. The recommendation from the state is a signature bond through the jail, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, and to stay away from that martyr location, which is the Lindbergh station located at 2420 Piedmont Road, Atlanta, Georgia, and Fulton County, Georgia.
Any objection to any of that, Ms.
No
Kim?
objection, Your Honor.
All right, so for each charge, it'll be a $500 signature bond through the jail, makes for a total of $1,000 signature bond through the jail. Stay away from the Lindbergh MARTA station, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Mr. Davis.
Number 19, Navarrete.
Good afternoon, Mr. Navarrete. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. You have been charged in case 24 CR 000019G with failure to obey a traffic sign, signal, and marking, reckless driving, driving in circular or zigzag course, laying drags, and fleeing or attempting to elude a police officer. Is there a history, Mr. Howard?
Yeah, first. He's 18 years old. I don't know if you're gonna order a cosigner, but this was
Okay.
level 1.
Yes, Mr. Graham.
Thanks, Your Honor. So early morning, January 1st, the officer observed the accused doing donuts in his vehicle in the parking lot at West End Mall, 850 Oak Street, Atlanta. The parking lot was heavily populated with pedestrian spectators of the vehicles. The accused then fled the parking lot, nearly striking several bystanders. The accused fled from the officer in a marked patrol vehicle with lights and sirens activated and failed to stop at several red lights in the process. State is recommending $1,000 surety bond on each count. Stay away from the West End Mall location. No drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond.
Yes, Ms. Kim.
Yes, Your Honor, my client is 18 years old. Your Honor, this is first arrest ever as an adult, and he does not have anybody to co-sign as of now. His mother, I was not able to contact. We have a phone number, but she does not speak any English, and I need to have a Spanish interpreter to call together to secure a co-signer, Your Honor. And my client starts his first job at Amazon next Monday. He was working at Chick-fil-A, but this one, Amazon job is a lot better one. Your Honor, he completed up to 11th grade, and he's right now trying to complete the high school with a GED. He has 3.9 high average GPA. He's very good at math. We would like to request for signature on bond through jail for this traffic violation, Your Honor.
And for each charge, it'll be $1,000 signature bond through the jail, makes for a total of a $4,000 signature bond through the jail. Stay away from the West End Mall, no drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Mr. Navarrete, I'm going to let you out, but if you don't show up for your next court hearing, a warrant will be placed out for your arrest, and you'll be right back where you are. You understand me?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you, sir.
Number 17, Moore.
Good afternoon, Mr. Moore. I'm Judge Eric Moore. This is the state court expedited accusation calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Moore, you've been charged in case 24 CR 000032C with simple battery family violence. Is there a history, Mr. Howard?
Yeah, last arrest I saw was in 1999.
Yes, Your Honor. In this case, law enforcement was dispatched to 1300 Mason Turner Drive, where they spoke to the victim, a Miss Kiana Capers. She advised that her and the defendant were in a verbal disagreement and they reside together. During this disagreement, he did bash her head into the concrete several times. The state is asking for a $2,000 surety bond, no contact with the victim, and to stay away from the incident location.
Afternoon, Mr. Walker. Did you give me that location? I'm sorry.
1300 Mason Turner.
Okay. Have you spoken with Miss Capers?
Let me check, Your Honor. Second. Yes. She stated that neither of them reside at that location anymore and that she may not be able to attend today. And they have been in contact since this incident. But the state's request still stands, Your Honor.
Okay. And if Miss Kiana Capers is on the line and wishes to address the court, please, this is now your opportunity. Ms. Atai, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. My client does deny the allegations in the warrant. I was able to speak with Miss Capers. She stated that they have two children together, a 3-year-old and a 25-year-old. So they've been together for quite some time. This incident happened in April. She said she is fine with contact with him and they've been in contact with no issues, that everything's been fine. She said that she was contacted by somebody from the state, and she told them the same thing. She's fine with contact. And so I would like to ask for a signature bond through pretrial services. He has recommended level 2. If not, a signature bond through the jail, with no further conditions or no further violent contact.
Okay. It'll be a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. No further violent contact with Ms. Capers. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Mr. Moore.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Number 26, Stokes.
Good afternoon, Mr. Stokes. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state court expedited accusation calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Stokes, you've been charged in case 24 CR 000024B with simple assault family violence. Is there a history, Mr. Howard?
Second arrest, 2010 robbery carrying concealed weapon. He's a resident of Kentucky. Jail was the recommendation.
Mr. Graham?
Thank you, Your Honor. Just after midnight on January 1st, officers were dispatched to the location at 935 Greenwood Avenue, Atlanta. It is an Airbnb location for a fight in progress call. Once on the scene, the officer spoke with Miss Ashton Jones, who told him that she was assaulted by the accused, who is her boyfriend and the father of their unborn twins. She's 3 months pregnant. She told the officer that they were in Atlanta visiting from Kentucky, had just come in from eating, and that the accused became upset when she did not want to go back out of the house. Verbal argument ensued, during which the accused grabbed her by the hair and wrists, pushed her against the wall while trying to take the car keys. The officer also observed injury to her left-hand ring finger. Ms. Jones refused treatment. Our office was not able to contact Ms. Jones, but the state is recommending a signature bond through pretrial services, 1-day anger management course, no contact with Ms. Jones, no drugs, weapons, or alcohol.
Watson Cafe.
We don't have an objection to the signature bond with respect to Mr. Stokes. He does reside, however, in Kentucky. He does not have a permanent residence here. So to the extent that he can do pretrial virtually, we would that would be sufficient, or we can just do it through the jail.
Has anyone spoken to Ms. Jones?
I have not, Your Honor. And my understanding from what Mr. Graham just said, I thought he said that he had not.
No, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. It'll be a $5,000 signature bond through the jail. This point in time, since no one has spoken to Ms. Jones, no further contact with Ms. Jones, no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. I'm gonna let you sign yourself out, Mr. Stokes, but if you don't come back for your next hearing, they'll put a warrant out for you.
Sir.
Good luck to you.
Number 5, Michael Carter.
Good afternoon, Mr. Carter. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state court expedited accusation calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir. Have a New Year.
Yes, you also, Mr. Carter. You've been charged in case 24 CR 000006J with simple battery family violence. Is there a history, Mr. Howard?
43 total, 2023 simple battery. Open battery DV 20 CR 006104J. The simple battery family violence is 23 CR 003807J. 2019 probation, 2018 failure to appear, 2012 ag stalking, harassing phone calls conviction, 2010 possession of tools, burglary conviction, 2010 false imprisonment, ag assault conviction.
Yes, Your Honor. In
That's
this case, I'm sorry, I didn't know that you were still going.
I'm done.
Okay, in this case, law enforcement was dispatched to 4046 Esther Drive, where they spoke to the victim and Ms. Sherette McCullum. She advised that her and the defendant were engaged in a verbal disagreement that turned physical, at which point he did kick her in the stomach, and I believe he just kicked her in the stomach. The state is asking for a $1,500 surety and no contact with the victim and a stay away. And the state is looking at those other cases to see if it's the same victim, Your Honor.
Tell me the alleged victim's name again. I'm sorry, Mr. Walker.
Sherette McCullum.
If Ms. McCullum is on the line and wishes to address the court, now is your opportunity to do so. Mr. Ty?
Yes, Your Honor. My client is 50 years old. I was able to speak with Ms. McCollum. She said that she had issues joining the Zoom call, but she did state that she is fine with having contact. This incident happened in October. She said that she never wanted to press charges. She called for an ambulance and the police showed up. And she said that she stated to the police that she kicked my client. So she stated to me that she would be fine with no further violent contact. She does want to continue having contact with him. Even the warrant states that the complaining witness was the first aggressor. So I would ask for a signature on bond through the pretrial services level 1, no further violent contact, and nothing further.
Were you able to obtain any further information, Mr. Walker?
One second, Your Honor. I'm looking. I think the defendant has another alias that's coming up. And I think that's what pretrial might be referring to. But I don't see any other open cases. So I would defer to pretrial. And as far as the victim being the initial aggressor, if you read the warrant, it states that the victim stated that she accidentally kicked the defendant. So it was not anything that was intentional. Nothing further at this time.
Mr. Howard, would you clarify for me if these cases are still open, that battery family violence and the simple battery family violence, do you know?
Yeah, I'm looking. The 006104J, that says dormant bench one out of Judge Besson. The 23CR003807J is open. They send that to Judge Besson as well. So yeah, they open.
Okay.
You want the victim name or something?
It's the same victim. I just pulled it up.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, they appear to be open with the bench warrant on
Thank
one
you.
of them.
Okay. Given that, it's gonna be a $3,000 good bond, no further contact with Ms. McCullum. Stay away from the incident location. He can go back to that location on one occasion with law enforcement to retrieve any belongings that he might have there. No drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. Mr. Ty, if he's still in on January 16th, which is the next SAP calendar, you might want to see if you can get your colleagues to have all three of these cases put on that calendar possibly, so that he may be able to resolve them at once.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Or at least that they're all together. So good luck to you, Mr. Carter.
So I got to pay to get out.
Yes. Number 1, Barnes.
Good afternoon, Mr. Barnes. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Your Honor.
Thank you. You've been charged in case 24CR000001B with battery family violence. Is there a history, Mr. Howard?
Your Honor, before we move forward, I do believe that this is a co-defendant case. So in the interest of time, could we take him and Ms. Sims together?
Position
Okay.
23, Your Honor.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's see. And so do we have can we take Ms. Sims? Is she in the courtroom there also, or is she at
What position is that?
23.
position?
I believe they're in ACDC. They should be signing on in a couple minutes.
They at the
Okay.
bottom.
ACDC.
All right. So I'll make sure to remember, but thank you for reminding me.
21 total.
What-
On probation, not a Gwinnett for simple battery. 2018 is simple battery obstruction NOLO. This was level 1.
Yes, Your Honor. In this case, law enforcement was dispatched to 970 Piedmont, where they spoke to both parties. It was determined that it was mutual combat. Specifically, it's alleged that Mr. Barnes twisted Miss McKenna Sims' hand, causing a bruise. The state is asking for a signature bond through pretrial services. No contact with Miss Sims, a 1-day anger awareness, no weapons, drugs, or alcohol while out on bond. And then as far as the stay away goes, I'll defer to the court.
Mr. Ty?
Yes, Your Honor. My client is 35 years old. He does deny the allegations in the warrant, although even the warrant states that the complaining witness, who was also arrested, had an injury to her right thumb, although my client was punched in the left eye, the right ear. He had a swollen nose. His ear was bleeding. So I would state that he was not the first aggressor, and any injuries sustained by her were him defending himself by grabbing her hand. I am going to ask for a signature bond through the jail. No further violent contact with the complaining witness. I, of course, wasn't able to speak with her.
Okay. Anything? I'm sorry, Mr. Ty. Anything further?
Nothing further.
Okay. Ms. Watson Cafe, is Ms. Sims your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so I'm not gonna allow them to be, given that this just occurred and the allegations here are, and I see that it's your client's first arrest, so I will certainly entertain a signature bond on the matter. My biggest concern is that who's gonna go back to the household, as I am gonna order no further contact at the present time. So one of them will be able to reside at the Piedmont address and one of them won't. So either of you have any argument to me on who should be there?
My client does state that he is on the lease there. So
My
he's-
understanding, I'm not sure if she's on the list. I'd have to, my understanding was that they both, reside there, but, she has another residence to go to, so we can.
Okay. All right, so given that, thank you, Ms. Watson Cafe. I appreciate your input. As for Mr. Barnes, it'll be a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial, level 1 day anger awareness, no further contact with Ms. Sims, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Mr. Barnes.
I have a question.
Mr. Ty?
Is your question about the bond? Your bond's been set. You have a signature bond.
How does that work? Do I need to pay? I'll need to.
No.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. I apologize.
You're welcome. No, you're fine. Who we have
Number
next?
10, Done.
Okay. Good afternoon, Mr. Dunn. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Dunn, you've been charged in case 24 CR 000018A with simple battery family violence. Is there a history, Mr. Howard?
30 total. As far as violence, see a 2018 battery trespass, 07 battery no-low, and 03 robbery, false imprisonment conviction. That's it.
Okay.
Yes,
Walker?
in this case, law enforcement was dispatched at 3490 Garfield Way, where they spoke to the victim, a Miss Letitia Miller. She advised that her and the defendant were engaged in a verbal disagreement that turned physical, stating that the defendant struck her and pulled a braid out of her scalp. We have had contact with her. She states that she is okay with the defendant coming back. However, we still are requesting a stay away. The state is requesting a signature bond through pretrial services, no contact with the victim along with that stay away, no weapons, drugs, or alcohol while out on bond, and of course, a 1 day anger awareness. And I'm not sure if Miss Letitia Miller is on the line, but if she is, we would sound for the victim.
Ms. Miller's on the line and wishes to address the court. Now is your opportunity to do so. Yes, Mr. Ty?
Yes, Your Honor. I was able to speak with my client's wife, the complaining witness, Miss Miller. She did state that she was okay having contact with him and she would like him to return to the home because they do care for children together. My client denies the allegations in the warrant, and we have no objection to the signature on bond through pretrial services, but I do object to the stay away from the incident location because it is his home where he resides with his wife and children. And the complaining witness has also stated that she does want contact with him, so I would ask for no further violent contact and, of course, no stay away.
It will be a $3,000 signature bond pretrial. A 1 day anger awareness, no further violent contact with Ms. Miller, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond.
You went out. What was that level again?
Level 1. Good luck to you, Mr. Dunn.
Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome.
Number 3, Brown.
Good afternoon, Mr. Brown. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Brown, you've been charged in case 24 CR 000002F with fleeing or attempted to elude a police officer, driving without a valid license, reckless driving, center lane violation, and driving under the influence of alcohol. Is there a history, Mr. Howard?
10th arrest. 2020 possession of a Schedule 1 or 2 controlled substance. 2017 failure to appear. 2014 cruelty in the first. You got first offender for that.
Yes, Shire. In this case, law enforcement arrested the defendant on citation. So this is a citation only case. For the first count, the state is asking for $1,000 surety. To count two, the driving without a valid license, we're asking for another $1,000 surety. For count three, which is the reckless driving, we're asking for an SOB jail. For count four, the center lane violation, also asking for a SOB jail. For count five, which is the DUI, we're asking for a $1,500 surety. We're asking for no driving without a valid license while out on bond and no weapons, drugs, or alcohol.
Mr. Ty?
Yes, Your Honor. My client is 31 years old. He is the father of 8 minor children. He's a high school graduate and currently attending business school. He's lived in Georgia all his life. He does deny the allegations in the warrant. I think he's recommended a signature on bond through pretrial services level 2. So I would request for a signature bond through pretrial services level 2. He cannot afford a bond. He is in school full time and not employed right now, and he does have the minor children that he's caring for. And no driving without a valid license is fine. I think he didn't have his license on him, but he does have a valid license. So.
Plan or attempted to elude it to be a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial. For the driving without a valid license, a $500 signature bond through pretrial. Reckless driving, $1,000 signature bond through pretrial. Center lane violation, $500 signature bond through pretrial. DUI, $3,000 signature bond through pretrial. I believe that makes for a total of a $7,000 signature bond through pretrial level 2. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond, and no driving without a valid license. All right, good luck to you, Mr. Brown.
Thank you, sir.
Number 6, Carter Todrick.
Happy New Year's, everyone.
Yes, you also, Mr. Carter. Good afternoon. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Carter, you've been charged in case 24 CR 000011E with violating the Family Violence Protective Order. Is there a history, Mr. Howard?
This 10th arrest, 2021 simple assault, disorderly conduct, 2021 terrorist threats, 2019 failure to appear.
Mr. Walker?
Yes, Shire. In this case, law enforcement was dispatched to 642 Magnolia Street, where they spoke to the victim, Ms. Shaquita Carter. She advised that the defendant is her son. She has a temporary protective order that she has taken out against him. I won't go into detail, but she has concerns about the defendant's MH. He crawled under her crawl space and began to light items on fire. The state is asking for a signature bond through pretrial services, mental or MHET, a stay away from the incident location along with no contact.
Mr. Ty?
Yes, Your Honor. I would like to state that this is my client's 4th day in custody, so I believe it is a Riverside issue. I'm fine with the signature on bond. I would prefer it to be through the jail. Stay away from the incident location is fine. No further contact with the complaining witness is fine. He does deny the allegations in the warrant. And again, I'm just requesting a signature bond through the jail.
Okay, I'm gonna send it through pretrial. It'll be a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. Stay away from the Magnolia Street address. No further contact with Ms. Shaquita Carter. If Ms. Carter is on the line and wishes to address the court, now is your opportunity to do so. I'm sorry, Ms. Carter. I should have asked before I started pronouncing. Is this Ms. Carter?
Yes, it is. I'm trying to give access to the video, but it's not coming up for some reason. Hold on. I'm sorry. For some reason it's letting me have audio but not video. Let me go into my notifications right quick. I apologize.
You're fine. I'll hold for you.
Okay.
Hey, Your Honor,
Raise your hand.
Your Honor, I have a question, because
Oh, no, Mr. Carter, I don't want you to get yourself in any more trouble than you already are. So
Oh,
you have-
no,
Hold on, hold on.
Okay, I'll let her speak first.
Let me just say this. You have a right to remain silent, and anything you say can be used against you, okay? And you're speaking live on YouTube right now, so I don't want you to say anything that you might think is gonna help your case, but it might harm your case. So I just want you to be mindful of that. Mr. Ty, do you want to address your client?
Mr. Carter, you already, the judge has set a signature bond for you. So unless it's a question about the bond, you don't have.
It's a question about the jury duty that is,
Oh, no, you don't need to speak about anything like that. You can call me after.
okay.
Okay, Ms. Carter, I see you there now. Can you unmute yourself?
Yes, can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Can you raise your right hand?
Yes.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Okay, you can place your hand down. Before you start, Ms. Carter, I just want to let you know that we are live on YouTube. I don't want you speaking on any type of mental health issues that Mr. Carter might have, but I'm happy to hear any other type of anything else that you want to say to me, because I don't want to put all of that on the open airwaves. Okay.
I appreciate that, Your Honor, and that's what I was going to speak on. But as far as him burning things up under the house, he was trying to keep warm. He won't stay away. So I just want to say that he wasn't trying to set the house on fire. He was trying to keep warm. But the other part about the mental health, I won't say.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. And does he have somewhere that he can go?
Yes, he has two brothers with an apartment where he could go. He just don't want to go for some reason.
Okay. All right. Anything further, ma'am?
I think that's it.
All right. Thank you for being here this afternoon.
Thank you.
So again, a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. Stay away from the Magnolia Street address. No further contact with Ms. Carter, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. So to this point, Mr. Todrick Carter, you're going to have to stay away from that Magnolia Street address, and you're going to have to stay away from Ms. Carter for now. Okay. So if you go back there, or if you have any contact with her, you're going to be in violation of this bond, and they're going to revoke it. Okay.
What about property rights as well? Because like I say, on the 30th of this year.
Mr. Carter, I can talk to you about those issues.
I'm just something for jury duty. I'm just trying to make sure everything is aligned. That's it.
Okay, Mr. Ty, I'll speak with you on that. I appreciate that you don't want to miss any of your court date or any of your obligations, sir. Good luck to you.
Thank you so much, Your Honor. You've been great, and Happy New Year to everyone.
You also, sir. Who do we have next?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. This is ACDC. Before you coming, Ms. Carter, position number 4. Carmen Carter.
Afternoon, Officer Milton. Thank
afternoon,
you.
sir.
Position. Yes, good afternoon, Ms. Carter. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that we're conducting by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Carter, you've been charged in case 24 CR 0000005G with simple battery family violence. Is there a history, Mr. Howard?
Fifth arrest, 2022 failure to appear, 2021 battery trespass, 2020 ag assault, ag battery trespass. It said indicted.
Hey, yes, Mr. Walker.
Yes, Sean. In this case, law enforcement was dispatched to 718 Crest Ridge Drive, where they spoke to the victim, Miss Stephanie Carter. She is the mother of the defendant. She advised that her and her daughter were having a verbal disagreement, at which time the defendant pushed her into the wall. We have had contact with the victim. She states that there is an MH history and that she's concerned and she would like no contact. The state is asking for $1,000 surety bond. Stay away from the incident location, no contact, no weapons, drugs, or alcohol while on bond.
Yes, Mr. Ty.
Yes, Your Honor. My client is 29 years old. She does deny the allegations in the warrant. She was arrested on December 29th, so this is also her 4th day in custody for, there's no other issues, no other warrants. So I would ask for a signature bond through the jail. If not, she is recommended UJR level 2, so a signature on bond through pretrial services level 1. And a stay away and no further contact is fine.
As such, it'll be a $5,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1, 1-day anger awareness, no further contact with the alleged victim, stay away from the Crest Ridge Drive address. Does she need to go back to that address to retrieve any belongings, Mr. Ty?
I would ask for a one-time law enforcement escort.
Okay, she can go back to that address on one occasion with law enforcement to retrieve any belongings that she might have there. No drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Ms. Carter.
Yes, I was gonna say, can I speak?
You have a right to remain silent, Ms. Carter. Anything you say can be used against you. I don't want you to say anything that might get you into, I've given you a signature bond. If you need to speak with Mr. Ty to ask her any questions, I'm sure that she'll speak with you after the court session. Is there something that you need to speak with her about at the present time? Or do you just have a question about the bond?
Oh, no, I just wanted to, of course, since you said this was live on YouTube, I just wanted to reiterate, I don't have a history of any mental health issues.
Okay, all right, thank you, Ms. Carter.
And Your Honor, I'm sorry, but the victim is Stephanie Carter is on the line. Can you sound for her, please?
Yes, and if Ms. Stephanie Carter is on the line and wishes to address the court, now is your opportunity to do so. Ms. Carter.
She had put in the chat earlier that she was having issues joining, but I'm not sure if she still wants to speak.
Okay, doesn't appear that she does, Mr. Walker. Thank you.
Can
All
you
right,
hear
who
me?
okay,
Judge Morrow, able to-
is this Ms. Carter?
Yes, I'm sorry, I'm having trouble with the video as well, but if you
Okay.
can hear me.
Well, I'm
this-
not, Ms. Carter, hold on. I'm gonna have to see you also, okay? I can't speak unless I can both see you
let
and
me
hear
try.
you.
Okay, let me just try again, 1 second. Okay, are you able to?
Okay, yes,
Okay,
now I can see you. So if you will raise your right hand for me. Do you swear or affirm the testimony that you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Okay, and again, I'm happy to hear whatever it is that you want to tell me, Ms. Carter, but please be mindful that I don't want to hear anything about any mental health issues if as this is live on YouTube. Okay, but what else would you like to tell me?
Thank you, sir. I did hear that from the prior case as well, so that did help me with what I was going to say. I will say that Carmen is my biological daughter, and she has just increasingly has had some issues over the last few years that have gotten worse. I was fine with her staying with me at this point, but once, because she did not per se see me as her real mother, I'm uncomfortable with, but now that a violent action has happened, I want her, I'm fine with her having a signature bond, but would like her to be able to get her an escort and to return the key, to the residence. So I ultimately want her to be able to get whatever she needs for herself to be healthy.
Okay, I appreciate you being here this afternoon, Ms. Carter. I have ordered that she is to have no further contact with you and that she can only return to your residence on one occasion, and that has to be with a law enforcement escort, okay? So she can't come there unless there's an escort with law enforcement and only one time while this is pending, okay?
Can I ask, will they schedule that with me And she does have a sister, Christina Carter, that wants her to stay with her. So if she does not know that information.
Okay, well, you just communicated that to her, so I believe that she's still able to hear you. So she knows that she'll be able to stay with her sister. Okay, and yes, that will be scheduled with you, ma'am.
Okay, and the officers will take care of me obtaining the key back when they
That
bring her.
Now that I can't guarantee, Ms. Carter. I don't know if this is only a bond hearing this afternoon, so I'm not able to go into all those types of details. But good luck.
I just wanted to make sure how that worked. But thank you very much, Judge Pearl.
You're welcome, ma'am. Have a good rest of your afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Who do we have next?
Judge Morrow, I have what was the bond from Miss Carter? Cameron or Carmen?
Position 4, is that the one? Okay.
Carmen Carter, yeah.
It was a $5,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1.
Okay. And I do have a quick announcement. This is for Walker.
Okay.
Trying to find out what are the updates for Mr. Walter Sledge, Michael Hubbard, Felipe Martinez.
And who?
Needed some updates because they're not on the calendar.
Okay, I'm sorry, I was on mute. So Sledge was an NOD. Hubbard, I'm not sure what happened, but I refiled it so we could check with the clerk's office to see if they have an accusation now. And then Martinez, I checked the gelling screen. Looks like he's being held on 2 felonies. I looked at the warrants and they're both felony warrants. So I'm not sure why he was placed on the misdemeanor pull sheet.
If I could speak in reference to Mr. Martinez, I spoke with Ms. Arnold out at the jail and he'll be placed on the felony pull sheet for tomorrow to be heard. He was incorrectly placed on the wrong pull sheet.
Oh, thank you, Ms. Strong. So Hubbard, I refiled, and then Sledge was an NOD.
And then for Hubbard, what's going on with Hubbard again?
We can hear it today. I refiled it, so the clerk's office should have an accusation now. So he should be heard today.
Yeah.
Okay, but he's not on a calendar, Mr. Walker, is that right?
Not right now. There was some type of issue, so I refiled it. So I believe it probably would have to be an add-on calendar.
Okay, all right, thank you. So we'll need to generate an add-on calendar if that's the case.
And then also for Martinez, he's going to be transferred to felony, most likely.
Yes, Ms. Strong just said he'll be on the felony calendar tomorrow.
Okay, thank you. Next, we have 20.
And then Your Honor, I'm sorry to interrupt, but Martinez's family is on the line. I'm not sure if they caught that, but.
And I've been speaking with them as well. So they knew before I made the announcement. Thank you, Mr. Walker.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, did you say this is Demetrius Nottage?
Yes, it is.
Okay, yes, good afternoon. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that we are conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. You've been charged in case 24 CR 000026Y with simple battery family violence. Is there a history, Mr. Howard?
Fifth arrest, 2022, discharging firearm and a battery out of Dade County. That was dismissed. 2018 weapons possession dismissed. That's it.
So Walker?
Yes, Your Honor. In this case, law enforcement was dispatched to 3110 Gappy Road, where they spoke to the victim and Miss Kiana Sneed. She advised that her and the defendant lived together and they were in a verbal disagreement that turned physical, where he punched her in the arm. We are asking for a stay away from the incident location, no contact with the victim. I'm sorry, we're asking for a signature bond through pretrial services with the conditions of a stay away, no contact, a 1-day anger awareness, no weapons, drugs, or alcohol while out on bond. And of course, we would sign for the victim, Ms. Sneed.
Ms. Sneed is on the line and wishes to address the court. Now is your opportunity to do so. Doesn't appear so. Mr. Cook?
Yes, Your Honor, we have no problem with the signature bond through pretrial. I'm looking at the address now. Yes, he has a place he can go and stay away. we would like as a provision if he needs it for a one-time visit with a law enforcement.
Okay, as such, it'll be a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1 day anger awareness, no further contact with Ms. Sneed, stay away from the Godby Road address. He can go back to that address on one occasion with law enforcement to retrieve any belongings that he might have there. No drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. Good luck,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Howard.
Next, we have position 2, Carla Barrios.
Good afternoon, Ms. Barrios. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Barrios, you've been charged in case 24 CR 000009A with simple assault, family violence, criminal trespass, and a second count of simple assault, family violence. Is there a history, Mr. Howard?
No, level 1.
You know,
Mr.
brief back to the
Peters.
cases. It looks like the incident arose out of a situation involving 3 roommates. There was a disagreement that took place. I believe that the 2 victims went in their room while Ms. Barrios stayed outside of the room, went in the kitchen, smashed several pieces of glassware, yelled profanities. I think that there was even an incident that was caught on video that was shown to the officer where she was yelling profanities, smashing the glassware, and encouraging for the 2 roommates to come out of the room and engage in a fight with her. Your Honor, given the history, the state's recommendation is a signature bond through the pretrial services, a limited history, a signature bond through the pretrial services, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, no contact with either victim. The victims in this case are Christopher Clark and Danielle Stroman, Stroman. Stay away from that incident location, which is 12102 Jefferson Creek Drive in Alpharetta, Georgia, here in Fulton County, Georgia, and the completion of at least 1 anger management course. Your Honor, our office was actually able to get in contact with both victims. They confirmed the events in the warrant. They state that this is not the first time that they've had to call the police on her. So obviously this is not the first time that this has happened. They stated that they want no contact with her and they do not wish for her to return to the residence. And I do believe the male victim whose dishes is, I guess, ultimately broken in the incident states that he is okay with a one-time law enforcement escort for her to return to the residence and retrieve her things. If we could sound for both victims in accordance with Marcy's law, that'd be greatly appreciated, but there's nothing further to add from the state at this time, Your Honor.
And if Mr. Clark or Ms. Stroman, either of you are on the line and wish to address the court, now is your opportunity to do so. Doesn't appear so. Mr. Cook?
Yes, Your Honor. We have no problem with the signature bonds, but on the record, Ms. Stroman is not on the lease. She's just there as a guest. Mr. Clark is on the lease. Ms. Barrios is on the lease. She could find a place to go. The lease runs out in February. She would like at least a one-time law enforcement visit to retain to gather her belongings and move them to another location. But she just wanted to make sure on the record that the court knew that Ms. Showman's not even on the lease. So if there's a stay away, it should be from Mr. Clark. The second issue is that Ms. Stroman and Ms. Barrios worked together at a restaurant in Avalon. So we'd have to work around that. She has volunteered to quit her job to make this go through. That seems very generous and a little extreme. So I'd hope we could avoid her having to give her job up to qualify for the bond.
Well, I'm not gonna require that she gives her bond up, but if she cannot have any further contact with Ms. Strowman, that means that she's gonna have to get shifts at the I'm not sure what they do there, but she's gonna have to get shifts that don't coincide with one another. So I'm willing to give her a signature bond. It'll be $1,000 signature bond through pretrial on each count, makes for a total of a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1 day anger awareness, no further contact with either Mr. Clark or Ms. Strowman. Stay away from the Jefferson Street address. She can go back to that address on one occasion with law enforcement to retrieve any belongings that she might have there. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. I won't make it a condition that she quit her job, but given that she cannot have any contact with Ms. Strowman, she's going to have to work it out with her employer that she doesn't have any contact while at work.
What was, Your Honor, what was the total on the signature only bond?
$3,000 signature bond through pretrial is $1,000 on each count.
That's level 1?
That's correct.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Good luck to you, Ms. Barrios.
Next, we have position number 32.
Okay. Mr. Woodard, good afternoon. I'm Judge Eric Marr. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir. Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon, sir. Mr. Woodard, you've been charged in case 24 CR 0000007J with theft by taking. Is there a history, Mr. Howard?
Before total 2023 shoplifting on probation in Clayton County for simple battery. 2021, 2017 parole violations. 2013 sale of cocaine, marijuana, trespass conviction. 2012 theft by receiving conviction, and 4 2012 parole violations. That's it.
Your Honor, brief facts of the case is that on December 30th, 2023, the officer was dispatched to a larceny call for first service at 20 Broad Street, Southwest Atlanta, Georgia. I do believe that is the Binky's Eatery. The officer spoke with the reporting party, who is Lakenya, Lakenya, Pervesia, Pervescia, Bird, who stated that the defendant entered the business, began to ask to clean the business for money, and began to ask for food. When she asked him to leave, he snatched the tip jar that was placed next to the register and ran out of the business. The officer then seen the defendant running and grabbed and detained him. The officer was able to recover the business's tip jar, in which the defendant stated that it contained $198. Your Honor, the defendant has 24 cycles. This year alone, he's been quite busy with at least 4 arrests, one a lot for theft related, theft by taking, 2023 willful obstruction of a law enforcement officer, that's in Fulton, drug related objects, that's in Fulton, theft by shoplifting, robbery, battery, criminal damage, terroristic threats, that's also in Fulton, and theft by shoplifting, Your Honor. And so for that reason, we think a surety bond of at least $1,000 is warranted. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons, no contact with that named reporting party, and stay away from that Binky's Eatery. Nothing further to add from the state at this time.
Ms. Bird is on the line, anxious to address the court. Now is your opportunity to do so. Mr. Cook?
Yes, Your Honor, given the nature of this, the history notwithstanding, given the nature of this particular incident, we would be seeking a signature only bond. He is not employed. He's a 33-year resident of the state. He's been in Atlanta a little over a year, so he just would not be able to make a surety bond of any kind. So we're asking for a signature only bond through pretrial is fine. We wouldn't object to that.
Does he have a place to stay, Mr. Cook?
Yes, according to the client, he does in fact have a place to stay. 1420 Crossroads Roads, Atlanta.
Okay. As such, it'll be a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial level 2. Stay away from the Binky's Eatery on Broad Street. No further contact with Ms. Bird. and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond.
Was that level 3, Your Honor?
Level 2.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, good luck to you, Mr. Woodard.
Position number 8, Ms. Collins.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Yes, good afternoon, Ms. Collins. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Collins, you've been charged in case 24 CR 000014C with criminal trespass and damage to property. Is there a history, Mr. Howard?
Third arrest, 2023 obstruction, simple battery, no low. 2019 criminal damage to property. Jail is the recommendation.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor. In this case, law enforcement was dispatched to 2839 Connolly Drive, where they spoke to the victim and Mr. Thomas Collins. He advised that the defendant is his daughter. Apparently there was an incident prior to that day where she chased him with a knife. Due to this incident, she was no longer allowed at that location. So once she knocked on the door in this incident, he did not let her in. She threw a brick through the front window of the home. The state is asking for a signature bond through pretrial services, no contact with Thomas Collins, a stay away, and a 2-day anger awareness.
Mr. Collins, Thomas Collins is on the line and wishes to address the court. Now is your opportunity to do so. Mr. Ty?
Yes, Your Honor. My client is 26 years old. She has lived in Georgia all her life. According to the booking sheet, she was arrested over 20 days ago on December 12th. So I am going to ask for a signature on bond through the jail. She's fine with a stay away and no further contact. She states that she doesn't have a place to stay now. She's homeless and living in her car, but she does have an address with her sister. I'm not sure if she's able to live there, but she does deny the allegations in the warrant, has spent over 20 days in jail. So again, I'm requesting a signature on bond through the jail. Stay away and no further contact is fine, nothing further.
And Your Honor, just to be clear, it does say that she was arrested on the 12th, but she wasn't booked in until, I believe, the 30th. So I'm not sure where she was between the 12th and the 30th, but she's only been in Fulton County Jail since the 30th of last month.
I just see what's on the booking sheet stating that she was arrested on the 12th.
Right, and then you pull up the booking screen, it says what time they're booked into the jail, and that's the 30th. So.
Well, she's been somewhere between then and now, right?
Correct.
Yes.
I mean, I can't speak to that. Maybe in the hospital, she might have another case in another jurisdiction. I'm just saying she was booked in on the 30th as far as this case.
Okay. It'll be a $3,000 signature bond through the jail. No further contact with Mr. Thomas Collins. Stay away from the Connolly Drive address, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Ms. Collins.
Thank you. Happy New Year, Your Honor.
You also, ma'am.
Next we have, position number 25.
Okay. Good afternoon, Mr. Speaks. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Speaks, you've been charged in case 24 CR 000004Y with battery family violence. Is there a history, Mr. Howard?
Second arrest, 2017, he was arrested by the feds for fraud. This level 1.
Your Honor, the brief facts of the case is on October 28, 2023. The officer responded to a call at the Zone 4 precinct in reference to a dispute. The officer spoke with the victim, who advised that the night before, on the 27th, she and her boyfriend, the defendant, got into an argument. The victim stated that at the home, the argument took place and it turned physical when the defendant struck her in the mouth with a closed fist. The officer was able to observe the victim as having a small cut to her upper lip. The victim and the defendant lived together. Given the limited history, Your Honor, the state's recommendation is a signature bond through the pretrial services, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons. stay away from that 2101 Southwood Boulevard Southwest, Unit 726, Atlanta, Georgia location, and a no contact with the victim. Looks like Akila, Auklia Harmon, Harmon, and the completion of a family violence intervention program. And if we can sound from Ms. Harmon in accordance with Marcy's law, that'd be greatly appreciated. Nothing further from the state.
Ms. Harmon is on the line and wishes to address the court. Now is your opportunity to do so.
Yeah.
Mr. Cook?
My information from my client is that the alleged victim has moved to Missouri, so there'd be no problem with contact with her or even going back to the address in question. He's an executive chef for Coca-Cola and has worked for Coca-Cola for 10 years. We would like a signature bond. We have no problem with that being through pretrial.
Okay, it's going to be a $2,000 signature bond through the jail, no further contact with Ms. Harmon, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Mr. Speaks.
All right, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Position 11, Ms. Glass.
Good afternoon, Ms. Glass. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Glass, you've been charged in case 24 CR 000020C with battery. Is there a history, Mr. Howard?
13 total. 2023 harassment phone calls. 2021 theft of lost mislaid property. 2017 afraid to appear. A battery DV. 2014 afraid convict and trespass. And a 2014 battery DV.
Brief facts of my bad, you done?
Yes.
Brief facts of the case is that the defendant struck the victim in this case being Jody, Jodi, Edmondson, AdmonDson, in the face with a closed fist, causing a busted lip and for blood to be drawn. In addition to that, it knocked him back. It knocked her back, causing her to strike her back on a fixed object during the altercation. The location for that is 1371 Kimberly Way, Southwest Atlanta, Georgia, 30331. Our office has not been able to get in contact with Miss Edmondson, so if we could sound for them at the conclusion of the state's request, that'd be greatly appreciated. Your Honor, given, I mean, it's just looking at the record, it's 13 cycles, quite a bit of violence in the history, so the state would have to request a $3,000 surety bond, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, no contact with the victim, a stay away from that incident location, and the completion of an anger management course. Nothing further to add from the state at this time.
Ms. Watson Cafe?
Yes, we usually ask for a signature bond. She is currently unemployed and has no ability to post a bond. In this case, she I believe she's either applying or she's on Social Security. So she just any type of bond in this case, considering her lack of resources, is akin to no bond. She's a lifelong resident of Georgia. She has strong ties to the community. She has 2 daughters. She has a sister in the area. She's been in custody since Friday. We do look forward to fighting these charges. She denies the allegations as stated in the warrant application, but just based again on her finances, any $3,000 surety bond is simply something that is not within her financial reach. So based on that, Your Honor, we respectfully request a signature bond. Any concerns that the state may have can be resolved by way of conditions on the bond through pretrial. So for all those reasons, Your Honor, we would ask that you grant the signature bond in this case.
Okay, it would be $3,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1 day anger awareness, no further contact with Ms. Edmondson, stay away from the Kimberly Way address, no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Ms. Glass.
Next, we have position number 24.
Okay,
Your Honor, did we do, Ms. Sims? I know we did the code. Wait,
Position 31 is Ms. Sims, Makina Sims. Please come forward.
that's all right with you, Ms. Watson Cafe. I'll come to her next since we already have this gentleman sitting in.
okay, I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Oh, no, you're fine. And tell me again who we have in courtroom 2.
This is position number 24, Mr. Smith.
Okay, good afternoon, Mr. Smith. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state court expedited accusation calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Smith, you've been charged in case 24 CR 000031E with criminal trespass. Is there a history, Mr. Howley?
Got open case out of East Point for DUI obstruction. Open case out of Forest Park ag assault. On probation, Fulton County, armed robbery, three counts. I got ag assault with intent to rob, 3 counts. Possession of a firearm during the commission. 2012, they gave him 10 years to serve, and the rest probated. What else? 2023, a couple of probation violations. 2018, parole. 2011, battery conviction. 2010, theft by taking conviction. 2010, simple assault conviction. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you, Your Honor. So on December 25th, the accused was observed by officers sitting on the back porch of 3116 Candlewood Drive, Apartment A. He received a criminal trespass warning from that location on December 23rd. It is the residence of his former girlfriend, Sandrika, Sandreka Williams. The state is requesting a signature bond through pretrial. Stay away from the location, no contact with Ms. Williams, no drugs, alcohol, or weapons.
If Ms. Sandrika Williams is on the line and wishes to address the court, now is your opportunity to do so. Mr. Cook? You're on mute, Mr. Cook.
I'm looking for my notes on this defendant. I'm not I apologize. The last name is again
Smith, position 24.
I apologize, Your Honor. Oh, I'm sorry, James Smith. I'm sorry, Your Honor. Mr. Smith is a 40-year resident of Georgia and Atlanta. He is employed. He has no problem staying away from the incident location and no problem with any further contact with the victim. We would be looking for a signature bond through the jail or through pretrial.
$2,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. No further contact with Ms. Sandrika Williams. Stay away from the Kendallwood Drive address, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Mr. Smith.
Position 23, Ms. Makina Sims.
Okay. Good afternoon, Ms. Sims. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state court expedited accusation calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes.
Thank you. Ms. Sims, we addressed Mr. Andrew Barnes's case earlier in the session. You've been charged in case 24 CR 000003B with battery family violence. I was also told by pretrial that this is your first arrest. Mr. Pierre Thomas, anything else that you would like to add to the record on this?
Yeah, just to tell it from the victim, in this case, perspective, but basically on December 31st, 2003, the officers ran into two individuals fighting at that 970 Piedmont location, their boyfriend and girlfriend. The victim stated, the victim in this case being Andrew Barnes, that the defendant swung on him and punched him in the left eye, the right eye, and the middle part of his nose. That victim sustained visible red marks and bleeding to his right ear. He also had a swollen nose. And that's the only thing to add. The recommendation from the state is a signature bond through the pretrial services, given the limited history, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, no contact to stay away, and the completion of a family violence intervention program.
And it's my understanding, if I remember correctly, that I had Mr. Barnes stay away from the Piedmont Road address. Is that correct?
I thought it was the other way around, but I could be
Oh,
wrong.
I would like, if I can address a few things. I know I wasn't sure earlier, she is on the lease. They're both on the lease, Your Honor. I indicated that she had another location to go to. She does have another relative's home to go to. I am asking, however, for a one-time escort, and to we obviously deny the allegations. As stated in this case, my client was certainly the victim here. Lastly, it's not a limited history. It is no history. So just want to make that clear, Your Honor.
Okay. It will be a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1 day anger awareness, no further contact with Mr. Barnes, stay away from the Piedmont Road address. She can go back to that address on one occasion with law enforcement to retrieve any belongings that she might have there. No drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Ms. Sims.
Thank you, Your Honor. And that's all I have for today. May I be excused?
Yes, Happy New Year, Ms. Watson Cafe. I'll see you next time.
Thank you.
One quick announcement, position number 16, she waived her appearance.
Okay.
And we'll go with, position number 27.
All right. Good afternoon, Mr. Tankersley. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. You've been charged in case 24 CR 0000013H with simple battery family violence. Is there a history, Mr. Howard?
Second arrest, 2018 simple battery, family violence dismissed. Jail was a recommendation.
Your Honor, extremely brief facts is that basically the allegation is that the defendant placed his hand around the throat of his brother and began to squeezing it to the point where the victim described it himself as it being a death grip. That incident location is 405 Knoll Woods Drive in Roswell in Fulton County, Georgia. The victim's name is Andrew Tinkersley. Our office has been able to get in contact with Mr. Tinkersley. He confirmed the events that were in the warrant. I will negate discussing any possible MH issues, but I will state that the victim did tell us that they had called the police numerous times on the defendant's behavior before. The defendant has a previous case for attacking their father. It looks like 18 CR 008-100F. I do not believe that Mr. Tinkersley would be on the Zoom, but if we could still sound for him in accordance with Marcy's law, that would be greatly appreciated. I do believe that they do not wish for him to return to the location as they secured him other lodging. But the recommendation from the state is a signature bond through the pretrial services, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, no contact with the brother Tinkersley, stay away from that incident location, and at least the completion of an anger management course. Nothing further to add from the state at this time.
Mr. Cook? Oh, if Mr. Andrew Tankersley is on the line and wishes to address the court, now is your opportunity to do so. Okay, Mr. Cook?
We have no objection to the signature bond through pretrial. What address does the prosecutor have for the stay away provision?
It is 405 Knoll, Knoll Woods Drive, Roswell.
That's no problem. We have no problem with that. Thank you.
Does he have any belongings that he needs to get from that location, Mr. Cook?
We would like the option of having at least one visit. He's not quite sure what he might have left over there.
Okay. As such, it'll be a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1 day anger awareness, no further contact with Andrew Tankersley. Stay away from the Norwood Drive address. He can go back to that address on one occasion with law enforcement to retrieve any belongings that he might have there. No drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
Next, we have position 14, Ms. Madison.
Yes, good afternoon, Ms. Madison. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. You have been charged in case 24 CR 000022J with theft by receiving stolen property and theft by shoplifting. Is there a history, Mr. Howard?
21 total. Sale of marijuana was the last arrest. Abandonment of dangerous drugs. Got a couple of probation violations from 2017. 2015 failed to appear. 2015, 2012 shoplifting conviction. Yeah, that's it.
Let's see, who's presenting for the state?
What case is your honor?
This is position number 14, Ms. Madison.
Okay, I'm sorry, I thought we already did her case. 1 second. So law enforcement was dispatched to 3664 Marketplace Boulevard, where they made contact with the defendant. It was reported by stores in the area, more specifically Old Navy and Five Below, that the defendant had shoplifted at that location. Upon making contact with the defendant in her vehicle, the license plate came back as stolen, and that gives the basis to the theft by receiving. The shoplifting was for stealing out of Old Navy clothing articles. The state is asking for a signature bond through pretrial services, a stay away from the incident location, 3664 Marketplace Boulevard. No weapons, drugs, or alcohol while out on bond.
So tonight.
No objection to the signature bond through pretrial services. My client does deny the allegations in the warrant. Nothing further, Your Honor.
Okay, for each count, it'll be $1,000 signature bond through pretrial, level 1, makes it a total of a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. Stay away from 3664 Marketplace Boulevard. No drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Ms. Madison.
Yes, sir. Happy New Year.
You also, ma'am. Who do we have next?
Courtroom 2 is finished.
Yes, we just have, one that's, I guess we gotta wait to the end. He's not on the calendar, but I guess he's an add-on, Mr. Hubbard.
All right, let's have position 21, Ms. Reed, come forward.
And has someone spoken with Mr. Hubbard regarding his case?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Oh, okay, all right, and I've also, just so you know, I've gotten that add-on calendar for Mr. Hubbard. I'm sorry, can you tell me again who I have in front of me at ACDC?
Position 21, Ms.
Okay.
Stephanie Reed.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Ms. Reed. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes.
Thank you. Ms. Reed, you've been charged in case 24 CR 000027G with simple battery family violence. Is there a history, Mr. Howard?
Third arrest, 2017 driving while intoxicated out of Texas. 07 battery disorderly conduct. This was level 1.
Yes, Your Honor. In this case, law enforcement was dispatched to 592 Woods Drive, where they spoke to the victim. Waleed failed to advise that him and the defendant were in disagreement, at which time the defendant struck the victim. The state is asking for a stay away, no contact, with the signature bond through pretrial services. a 1-day anger awareness course, and no weapons, drugs, or alcohol while out on bond.
Mr. Cook?
Your Honor, my client has been in the city for about 1 year. She has a Bachelor of Science degree, and she's getting her master's at Agnes Scott. She's a pharmacy technician and also a certified nurse assistant. Our position is that the alleged victim was the aggressor. She has no problem staying away from him, but this is her residence, and she's there under an Atlanta housing voucher. So he needs to stay away because he can't live there or stay there under the regulations for the voucher. She has no problem with no further contact with him, but he can't show up, and this is her home. She denies the allegations as stated, and again, she is the person that has the lease, and under the restrictions of the Atlanta housing voucher. I believe she has 2 kids that live with her. They need to get to school tomorrow, I think. She needs to get back to work. So again, our position is he was the aggressor. I know that's not to be adjudicated here, but she needs to be able to go back to 592 Woods Drive under any condition, and she has no problem staying away from him. He needs to stay away from that location.
At that location, or does he just stay at that location? Or
Well, I read the
He didn't stay at
warrant.
that location at all.
I can't speak to the whole Atlanta Housing Authority, but I read the warrant and the incident report, and he told law enforcement officer that he lived there.
No, he does not.
I'm just saying that's what's in the warrant.
No, I understand. I understand.
Okay, so let me just, I'll word it like this then. So, she's not to have any contact with Mr. Fields. But if he does live there, she's gonna have to go through the eviction process to get him out possibly. So if he lives there, then she necessarily can't be there. If he does not stay there, if he's not there, then she of course can go back. So I'm gonna allow her a one-time police escort to go to the Woods Drive address. If he is there, living there, she necessarily can't be there. If he's not there, then she can stay there. So it'll be a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial, level 1-day anger awareness, no further contact with Mr. Fields, the one-time escort to the Woods Drive address. If he is not there, then she can stay there. If he is there, then she will have to find someplace else. No drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Ms. Reed.
Position 22, Ms. Shadows. Position 22.
Okay. Good afternoon, Ms. Shadows. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state court expedited accusation calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video? I'm sorry, was that a yes?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. You've been charged in case 24 CR 000010E with giving false information to law enforcement. Is there a history, Mr. Howard?
5 total. 2022, possession of a knife or firearm during a commission. Misdemeanor possession of marijuana, trafficking cocaine, theft by take. 2022, suspended license. 2021, reckless conduct, possession of tools. 2021, DUI. And I see 2 holes, one out of Tift County, one out of Wayne County.
Your Honor, extremely brief facts of the case is that the defendant gave the name of Jennifer Jones to an officer during an investigation on December 31st, 2023, to which it is obviously not her name. The recommendation from the state is a signature bond through the jail, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, and nothing further to add from the state at this time.
If okay with you, Mr. Cook, it'll be $1,000 signature bond through the jail, no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. Does that suit you, Mr. Cook?
That's acceptable, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. Good luck to you, ma'am.
Next, we have position 31, Miss Kimberly Wiley. Miss Wiley, come on.
Yes, good afternoon, Ms. Wiley. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. Good afternoon, ma'am. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Ms. Wiley, you've been charged in case 24 CR 000021H with simple battery family violence. Is there a history, Mr. Howard?
It's a third arrest. Last arrest was in 03. Jail was the recommendation.
Okay, Mr. Graham?
Thank you, Your Honor. Early morning of January 1st, officers were dispatched to a domestic dispute call at 2367 Cascade Road, apartment E17. Upon arrival, they spoke with the victim, Mr. Aaron White, who stated that he was involved in an altercation with the accused, his fiance of 18 years. The accused had become upset with him. The argument turned physical when she scratched him in the face and blocked the door when he attempted to leave to defuse the situation. The officer did observe scratch marks to the right side of his face and his neck. The accused told the officer that the victim had also forced her to the ground and stomped on her face with his shoes on. The officers did not see any visible markings, and she refused medical services. At that time, she was placed under arrest as the predominant aggressor. The state is recommending a signature bond through pretrial services. No contact with Mr. White. Stay away from the incident location. No drugs, weapons, or alcohol.
Ms. Kim?
Yes, Your Honor, my client, Miss Wiley, is 43 years old. She was born and raised here in Georgia. This is her hometown. She has her sister and her family members here. She denies that they are actually fiancé relationships. She also denies the allegation that she was not a first aggressor. She indeed has a cut on her top of her foot, and she's the one who has been hurt and injured from this incident, Your Honor. She is missing her work, and she's afraid that she's going to be losing her job. And Your Honor, we would like to request for a signature on bond through jail, and so she can return to work and keep her job. She is still not making enough money, so we are going to be continuously representing her since she is qualified for public defender services. Your Honor, she completed high school and she was studying at Georgia State University, the marketing. However, she could not finish for the degree because of her health reason. She does have anemia, for blood transfusion is very necessary whenever it is needed. So we think she should be getting out to take care of her medical needs. Thank you.
Does she have a reason to go back to the Cascade Road address, Ms. Kim?
Actually, that is her place, and he indeed moved to Macon, Georgia.
Okay. It'll be a $2,000 signature bond through the jail, no further contact with Aaron White, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Good luck to you, Ms. Wiley.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor. May we be excused?
Okay, we're done today. That's everybody?
ACDC, I believe so.
All right. I hope you, it sounds like you're a little nasally. I hope you feel better.
Yes, sir. I'm trying to get better.
Okay, I hope you are. Okay, we'll see you next time. Thank
All
you.
right, bye.
Who do we have next?
Judge Mar, we're actually completed here, correct?
Now we have.
Oh, for Hubbard.
Okay.
Yeah, Mr. Hubbard. I did want to say something to you, Judge Morrow. I'll wait till we're done.
Okay.
All right, thanks.
Mr. Hubbard, good afternoon. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Hubbard, let's see. You've been charged in case 24 CR 000037D with simple battery family violence. Were you able to get his history, Mr. Howard?
Yeah, I already had 26
Okay.
total. Hold on. 26 total. 2023 probation violation. on federal probation for possession of a weapon. Got a, let's see, 2019 possession of a weapon conviction. I'm gonna be all over the place with this. 2010 possession of marijuana conviction. 2017 ag assault arrest. 2016 probation. 2016 possession of cocaine. Trespass conviction. Another 2016 probation. 2014 and 13 probation. I think he got a probation hold according to their booking sheet. It appears. That's it.
Yes,
Walker.
Your Honor. In this case, law enforcement was dispatched to 179 Swanee Place, where they spoke to the victim, Ms. Jasmine Webb. She advised that her and the defendant do live together and they were having a verbal disagreement, at which time he punched her in the face. We are asking for a $1,500 surety bond, no contact with the victim, a stay away from the incident location, no weapons, drugs, or alcohol. We have had contact with the victim. She advised that they do have a history of DV. This is not the first time that he has been arrested due to DV where she was the victim. However, she said that she does not mind the defendant coming back. However, we are still requesting that stay away, Your Honor. And of course, we would sign for the victim, Ms. Jasmine Webb.
Ms. Webb is on the line and wishes to address the court. Now is your opportunity to do so. Ms. Kim?
Yes, Your Honor, my client, Mr. Hubbard, is 36 years old. He was born and raised here in Georgia, Your Honor. He does not say that they were living together. The address, the incident location is her mother's address, actually, and my client has a different address where he resides. He has no objection to no further contact and stay away. And yet, this incident happened on September 2, 2023, which is almost 4 months ago. Indeed, he even denies that this actually happened. He's kind of like, he doesn't understand why this is even existing. And yet we would like to request for signature on bond, pre-trial. And he does have 2 children that he has to support, 10 and 12 years old. And he is working for Labor Ready. And he's also doing second job as a DoorDash. However, his income is not enough because of the 2 children that he has to support. He does not want to lose his job. We would like to request for signature on bond through a pretrial so he can get back to support his family. He graduated from high school. He has no other issues, Your Honor. Thank you.
$5,000 signature bond through pretrial level 3. 1-day anger awareness. No further contact with Ms. Webb. Stay away from the incident location, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Mr. Hubbard.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Let's see. I know we have position 16, Heather Miracle, who was charged in case 24 CR 0000028G with loitering and criminal trespass.
Excuse me, Your Honor, before we go any further, you went out, so I couldn't hear the bond amount. Your
okay. I'm
audio,
sorry.
what's going on with it?
I'm sorry, Ms. Bridgewater. $5,000 signature bond through pretrial level 3. 1-day anger awareness. No further contact with Ms. Webb. Stay away from the incident location. No drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond.
Thank you.
Your Honor, there was no 1-day awareness course before.
Oh, there wasn't?
No, don't add
Okay.
it, please.
Well, I'll withdraw it since you didn't. I wrote it down, but I guess I didn't say it. Okay, Ms. Kim.
Thank you.
So we're gonna take that away?
We'll take that off since I didn't
Okay.
tell him.
And that incident location, what was it again?
179 SEWANEE.
Okay. Okay. Very good.
Thank you.
So who's presenting for Ms. Miracle, position 16 from the state? Oh, is there a history, Mr. Howard?
22 total. Last arrest was last year for entering premises after warning. South Carolina. 2019 assault, 2017 DV order violation conviction, and 2015 suspended license conviction.
Okay. Mr. Graham?
Yes, Your Honor. So on the evening of January 1st, the accused remained on a MARTA bus, Route 42/49, for several hours with no destination. She was cited for loitering and then criminal trespass for returning to the bus after the warning was given. The state is recommending signature bond through jail. Stay away from MARTA property, the buses and the trains.
Okay, I'm gonna have her abide by any MARTA suspensions, Ms. Kim. It'll be a $500 signature bond through the jail on each count, makes for a total of $1,000 signature bond through the jail. Abide by any MARTA suspensions and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. Does that suit you, Ms. Kim? Is that it? I'm sorry, yes? Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Okay. I think that does it. Am I right? Or
Think
Yeah,
so.
only you could have pulled off 30-some people in 2 hours.
well, it's a cooperation from the entire team of people.
What a team.
Very good team.
Well, we got some sad news.
Oh no. What news is that?
I think he's kidding.
No, Judge Morrow, today's my last day, but I will be transferring to downtown courts.
Oh, okay.
I don't know where they're gonna place me at, but
You'll be all over, just like all the other deputies.
Hey, Judge, try to get her in your courtroom.
Most definitely. Well, my courtroom is all over the place. So,
Please.
well, we're gonna miss you here,
Yeah.
Francois. But hopefully I'll see you in the very near future. You're gonna have to get somebody just as good to replace you.
thank
Well,
you.
except for Nor. Well, Norris, I'm not.
Oh, boy. It's also been a pleasure working with Miss Kim and Miss Hoda. You guys are great.
Yeah.